I'm sure you'd rather be seated. Boneddigion a bonegyesau, croeso canesydd newydd, dewis sant, Fernando. Ladies and gentlemen, I extend to you a very warm welcome to St David's Hall and to this degree congregation of Cardiff University. To overcome the anonymity of caps and gowns, may I first introduce myself. My name is Dick Roberts, I'm Vice Chair of Council, and I've been privileged to hold that post for the last 3 years, although my association goes back a lot longer. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this graduation ceremony. In so doing, I wish to particularly extend a warm welcome to parents, partners, family and friends, and those who are supporting those graduating today and will have played a major part in their success. May I also add my personal congratulations to all of you who are graduating. Your studies at the university have culminated in your presence at this ceremony, having achieved a degree or higher degree of this university. Cardiff University has for more than a century of service and achievement behind it, and has, I can assure you, a very bright future in front of it. You can be confident that the qualification which you have earned from Cardiff University is held in high regard, not just in Britain, but worldwide, a very important consideration for a university which competes on a global basis and for students who wish to pursue careers internationally. This reputation has been earned because of the importance which the university attracts to its teaching mission, and recently this is borne out when it received a strong and very clear endorsement by the QAA, the Quality Assurance Agency, of the quality of its Cardiff University Awards. To maintain these standards, the university continues to invest in many important areas. For example, currently well underway is the building of a £20 million School of Optometry and Vision Sciences, providing space and resource for worldwide and world-class teaching and research. Work towards a major transformation of the university library services is underway, and that will improve access to resources. Employers endorse the quality the Cardiff University degrees have. It continues to be targeted as a university by major employers, and the employment levels of our graduates are very and remain strong. I trust that this has been the experience of all those of you about to start your careers, whilst those of you continuing your studies will find that you have a solid foundation on which to build. Cardiff is one of the leading universities, research-led universities in the UK, a status endorsed by the recent government assessment in which it was ranked 7th out of 106 institutions. 25 of the research areas were recognised as undertaking work of international significance, and of these 7 were ranked in the highest possible category. This research delivers social, cultural and economic benefits and makes a difference to the lives of people in terms of health, employment, culture and the overall quality of their lives. Having achieved our strategic aim of becoming one of the top 10 research-led universities in the UK, we now set our sights even higher. Our target and our mission statement is to be within the top 5. Promoting health and welfare, special reference to the needs of Wales, is an important role of the university, and one which is fulfilled via a strong interdisciplinary and multi-partnership approach. Central among our partners in this all-Wales role is the National Health Service, and that itself is where the university has links at all levels. This year saw the opening of the £10.8 million Cardiff University Brain and Repair Imaging Centre called Kubrick in our School of Psychology, enabling new insights into the working of the human mind. There is much more that I could say about this institution, some of which I'll refer to in my closing remarks. But the design centre of excellence which the university has in buildings such as the Henry Wellcome building up on the university College of Medicine site as was. And the award-winning Manufacturing Engineering Centre are examples of where the university is striving to achieve excellence. But I'll return to the ceremony itself, and I'm sure it'll help your understanding if I just go through a few things for you. First, you will see the words for the various stages of the ceremony are printed in your programme under the relevant heading. The congregation will proceed with the reading of the graduation proclamation in English and Welsh by Ellery James. Following that, the University Director, Mrs. Louise Casella, will read the authorisation for the admission of graduates to degrees, and will then proceed to admit you to your degree. Graduates will be presented by their heads of school, Pro-Vice-Chancellor or Professor, and will be admitted to their degrees by the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. David Grant. Mrs. Casella will then ask all graduates and diplomats to stand, and you will be greeted by myself and by the Warden of the Guild of Graduates. If I could ask you very kindly to switch off any mobile phones, and above all, to enjoy the ceremony. Thank you.
Gorau awen gwirionedd. Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol y cynhelir heddiw yr 11 o fis Gorffennaf 2006 yma yn Ninas Caerdydd, gynulliad awdurdodedig Brifysgol Cymru, i dderbyn i'w priodol raddau bersonau da i gair sydd trwy ymfrydiaeth yn y Brifysgol a thrwy ddysg, medr a dyfalbarhad wedi teilyngu'r cyfryw raddau yn unol ag ordiniadau'r Brifysgol, gyda phob gweddi a dymuniad ar iddyn fwynhau iechyd a hir hoedl i wasanaethu eu hoes a'i cenedl dan fendith y nef. Yna dy oleuni a gyfyd mewn tywyllwch, at dywyllwch a fydd fel hanner dydd, a rhai a fyddant ohono ti a adeiladant yr hen ddiffeithleoedd. Gorau awen gwirionedd. The best inspiration is truth. Be it known to members of the University and to all here present that an authorised congregation of the University of Wales is being held here in the city of Cardiff on the 11th of July 2006 to admit to their appropriate degrees worthy persons who have, through study at the University and through learning, ability and perseverance, been deemed worthy of such degrees in accordance with the ordinances of the University, in the hope that they may be given health and long life to serve their generation and their country under the blessing of heaven. Then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol fod y Brifysgol wedi rhoddi'r awdurdod i Dr David Grant i dderbyn i'w graddau fyfyrwyr y Brifysgol y Caerdydd a enillodd raddau yn unol o rheolau'r Brifysgol. Gwelir enwau'r rhai a gellu ei derbyn i'w graddau yn y cynulliad hwn yn y rhestrau pryntiedig sydd wedi ei dosbarthu. Let it be known to members of the University and to all who are present that the University has granted authority to Dr David Grant to admit to their degrees students of Cardiff University who have qualified for degrees according to the regulations of the University. The names of those who may be admitted to their degrees in this congregation are to be seen on the printed lists that have been distributed.
Mae'n rhyddus i Llanchellor cyflwyno fi ti ddisgyblion o'n brifysgol ni a enillodd rodd baglar mewn gwyddoniaeth. I, Dr Stuart Davis, present for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Philip Simon Paul. Victoria Louise Batsford. Sorry. Could you not clap after each individual student, please, and clap at the end when they're admitted? Claire Brimacombe. Daniel Burke. Natalie Alison Forrester. Catherine Gomery. Catherine Mary Hughes. David Martin Jenkins. Mark Andrew Lloyd. James George Quigging Mosedale. Hannah Jane Mulligan. Andrew Philip Noble. Sally Marjorie Williams. Annabel Ruth Wingate. Amira Barry. Joanna Catherine Blumo. David Harry Bunch. Richard Bevan Clatworthy. Annie Clifford. Natalie Jennifer Cole. James Coton. Philip Edward Arthur Cooley. Philip Derek Cornford. Sarah Louise Counter.
Good afternoon. At this point in the ceremony, and at other equivalent times, I will speak in Welsh to admit groups of graduands. Each degree has a formula of admission, which, when translated, means, by the authority conferred upon me by the university, I admit you to the degree which I will name, and to all the privileges of that degree. Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniad chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffreniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Jeremy Lee Davis. Andrew James Dawkins. Catherine Ann de Benedictus. Kaylee Elizabeth Eastley. Daniel John Evans. Robert Ewart James. Holly Farraher. Tristan Dale Goodley. Deborah Harris. Gemma Healy. Timothy William Jenkins, Laura Suzanne Jones, Niall John Dudley Keating, Katie Lowe, João Carlos de Palma Martins, Genevieve McCarthy, Andrew Mortimer, Eleanor Mary Nash, Lindsay Claire Noakes, Sarah Marie O'Brien, Jodie Sian Parsons, Katie Partington, Laura Reynolds, Carly Amanda Roberts,
Rwy awdurdod y brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl franiau radd hon. Congratulations.
Gemma Jane Saunders, Christine Jane Searing, Alexander Sim, Rachel Marion Barton Singleton, Andrew Gavin Smart, Greg Michael Manhire Stone, Sarah Alice Thompson, Amy Louise Tibble, Thomas Derek Herbert, Benjamin John Pope, Sarah Helen Carden, Helen Mary Douglas, Robert John Michael Thurman, Jenna Kirsty Jackson, Marianne Joins, Rebecca Joy Noak, Jennifer Elise Pitcher, Carl Dean Rusinars, Rama Nasser Kamis Al-Jashmi, Stephen Roger Barberini,
Rwy awdurdod y brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl franiau radd hon. Congratulations.
Mark Richard Bennett. Adam Kieran Blackhallah. Jade Alice Chapman. Kerry Cousins. Nadia Dokrat. Richard David Gareth Fisher. Kelly Ann Greenow. Julia Ann Griffiths. Alexander William John Harrison. Stephen Andrew Howell. Sarah Louise Jakes. Nicholas Jenkins. Lauren Jones. Mark Allen Kelly. Mark James Leggett. Eamon Nasrallah. Mark James Norman. Philip Yuri Isaac Parry.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddeiriedwyd I mi derbaniad chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau'r rachon. Congratulations.
Sean Robert Porozinski. Kevin James Roberts. Bianca Jade Sochek. Andrew Ian Curl Stockley. Natalie Jane Tucker. Y. Yin Young. Daniel Robert Brown. Angharad Eleri Ingoid Davies. Andrew David Deacon. Chi Poi Lee. Helen Louise Lewarne. Rhian Ellen Lewis. Ian Kenneth McNaughton. John Atkinson. Catherine Ann Bateman. Adam David Bolton. Anna Louise Bransden. Andrew Stephen Brett. Caroline Andrea Brock. James William Brown. João Carlos de Palma Martins.
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau'r radd hon. Congratulations, well done.
Kat Brulez. Sasha Elise Bush. Scott William Gordon Cabot. Elizabeth Carroll. Louise Elizabeth Charles. Spencer Robert Collins. Daniel Cornish. Emma Louise Davies. Catherine Elizabeth Louise Davies. Laurie Joanna Davis. Michaela Louise Dymott. Lucy Jane Fay. Georgia Catherine Anne French. Andrew Ronald Grieveson. Elizabeth Gale Hansford. Thomas Charles Harwood. Gemma Hooper. Eve Zoe Honeyball. Catherine Margaret Johnson.
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Rebecca Amy Lamb. Sarah Law. Amy Elizabeth Francis Loveland. Catherine Mary Luckett. Robert Perry Martin. Mary Judith McIntosh. Caleb James Monday. Fatima Shabir Ahmed Patel. Oliver Perigo. Alice Mary Phelps. Daniel James Pollard. Natalie Claire Poole. Lisa Jane Richards. Sioned Angharad Roberts. Mario Schumann. Charlotte Jane Skelton. Robin Joanna Summers Calvert. Cassie Ann Todd. Simon Jared Mark Trevenna, Daniel Jeffrey Webb,
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freniau rathon. Congratulations.
Anrhydeddus Is-Ganghellor, cyflwynir gan yr athro John Kay, disgyblion o'n prifysgol ni a enillodd radd baglo mewn gwyddoniaeth.
I, Professor John Kay, present for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Nicola Jane Bateman, Robert James Colliver, Amy Victoria Jenkins, Deborah Morgan, Jennifer Louise Probert, Lisa Jane Richardson, Amy Louise Tattersall, Ryan Matthew Davis, Mark Buckledy, Annika Burley, Peter James Carroll, Gary Stephen Evans, Rebecca Jane Griffiths, Dale Christina Jones, James Alexander Layer, Sarah Lamb, David Philip May, Richard John McAndrew, Betha Nan Claire Medina, Rachel Elizabeth Morgan, Louise Muttram, Helen Louise Constance Stewart, Amelia Elizabeth Westwood.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freniau rathon. Congratulations.
Fianaccio, Jenna Kate Bestwick, David Rees Bidder, Laura Clifton, David James Davis, Nadine Rachel Davis, Rhiannon Davies, Catherine Jane Davis, Edward Dobbs. Laura Jane Errington. Caroline Anwen Henshaw. James Philip Hindley. Jessica Siobhan Holloway Swift. Hazel Ingram. Helen Elizabeth Jarvis. Jacqueline Ann Jones. Ellie Jordan. Oscar Lorraine. Alwena Hav Morgan. Robert Russell Nash. Damien Rivet.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau'r radd hon. Congratulations. Well done.
Leanne Fizella Smith. Catherine Louise Watkins. Jenna Rachel Williams. Christopher De Stefano. Amy Elizabeth Harvey. Sean Rebecca Morgan. Geraint John Parfit. James Roberts. Alexander Daniel Sproul. Sarah Esther Bainan. Matthew Ian Finch. Elizabeth Hartfield. Christina Elizabeth Hayward. Rachel Ann Howard Jones. Rebecca Dawn Johnson. Sean Francis Chose. Shrian Matthews. Irina Bianca Negruti. Philippa Owen. Goktan Oy. Zoe Cariad Raderch.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Zoe Michelle Seymour. Helen Louise Wicks, John Anderson, Laura Claire Baumforth, Simon Richard James Bartlett, Jennifer Helen Connolly, Nicola Crowdace, James Dachtler, Victoria Forrest, Johanna Melissa Franklin, Sarah Louise Green, Jessica Ruth Hale, Elspeth Clare Holbrook, Ruth Kathleen Jones, Heather Longland, Gauhar Abbas Malik, Amy Elizabeth March, Sarah Maria McPhee, Thomas Alexander Misic, Amy Morris, Sonia Reddy Nemakalu, Rhiannon Louise Osborne, Catherine Barbara Pitcher, George William Tackley,
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl frania rachon. Congratulations.
Hannah Louise Wells, Maureen Ali, Katrina Ann Ioannidis, James Lamb, Philip Yufa Lee, Rimple M. Patel, Chris Simon Peberdy, Colin Philpotts, Andrew George Pinder, Rebecca Scoble, Esther Stewart Jones, Oliver Andrew Stone, Matthew John Tyler, Edward George Wilshire, Lawrence Malcolm Crozier Wilson, Nian Salahidin Baban, John David Griffith Barclay, Nathan James Blight, Rachel Eleanor Brophy, Joanna Elizabeth Chilcott, Sophie Johanna Clark, Fiona Catherine Ann Fraser, Adam Alexander Giles,
Prwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Teresa Jane Hale, Elizabeth Heath, Charles Angelo Hinder, Natalie Rebecca Jones, Deborah Jane Knight, Charlotte Ann Lines, Joan Meyer Lloyd, Jenny Lucy Morgan, Claire Louise Price, Jonathan Paul Price, Ashley James Ridout, Rebecca Elizabeth Scatchard, Natalie Walker, Geraint Peter Warlow, Rebecca Jane Wheeler, Frances Ann Williams, Scott Alexander Winham, Emily Grace Wright, Ewan ap Gwilym, Rebecca Elizabeth Fox, Colette Emily Hancock, Alice Jackson, Chloe D. Morgan, Rosie Elizabeth Schaefer, Alan Rhys Thomas,
Prwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Anrhydeddus is ganghellor, cyflwynir gan yr athro Nick Fidian, disgyblion o'n prifysgol ni a nillod radd athro mewn athroniaeth.
I, Professor Nick Fidian, present for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Ashley Akbari, Hadi Al-Zaid, Dave Ofori Asare, Samuel William Bailey, David John Balderston, Thomas Henry Outram Beach. Cameron Philip Bennett. Martin James Blake. John Britton. Samuel Duncan Brown. Timothy John Kahn. Dana Kegielski. Neil Philip Westrip Chapman. Gemma Childers. Richard Jeffrey Conway. Richard Mark Cooper. Samuel Patrick Costello. James Rees Cryer.
Prwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor man gwyddoniaeth ac I holl frania radd hon. Congratulations.
Alan Stewart Richard Davis. Ian Davis. James Christopher Davis. James Thomas Davis. Catherine Emma Davis. Luke Emrys Roberts. Jai Fan. Robert Charles Gillies. Jacob Benedict Greenwood. Charlie Henry Michael Holford. Irina Harris. Michael Heppel. Lynn Bethan Herbert. Andrew Mark Holland. Toby Andrew Jackson. James David Jarman. Christopher Mark John. Owain Hugh John. Andrew James Casper.
Prwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl frania radd hon. Congratulations.
Pushdeep Kaur. UK Lee. Philip Alexander Legg. Zhao Ming Ling. Stephen James Llewellyn. Sean Ellen Lloyd. Dashan Liu. David Matthews. Russell Paul McIver. Lloyd Edward Morgan. Alexander Edward Mottram. Gareth Owen O'Gorman. Benjamin Robert Patterson. Sean Michael Platt. David Powell. Brian James Prosser. Zainab Sabri. Delucia Alexandra El Sidoli. Christopher James Smith. Neil Allen Smith.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol, a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Smith. Rhys Haswell Spencer. Alexander Pierre Terence Sperling. Benjamin Gerald Stocks. Helen Tragus. Andrew James Treharne. Mark James Turner. Stamatia Valami. Jashen Wank. Christopher David Whitcomb. Carl Williams. Howard Keith Williams. Richard William Charles Willoughby. Alex Robert Wilson. Kar Sing Wong. Fung Yi Sharon Yip. Jonathan Lee. Thomas Muir Webb. Jian Hao Zhang.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol, a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Anrhydeddus is ganghellor, cyflwyna fi ti ddisgyblion o'r prifysgol ni a enillodd radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth. I, Professor Des Evans, present for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Lydia Kate Barton. Thomas Bastian. Daniel Stephen Betteridge. James Robert Blower. Robert Alexander Clare. Claire Crowley. Thomas Michael Elliott. Andrew Kenneth Evans. David James Evans. David James Evans. Edward Lloyd Evans. Craig Edward Graham. Holly Jacinth Victoria Green. Daniel Griffiths. Eleanor Mererid Griffiths. Andrew Guglielmoni. Michelle Nicola Hall. Sarah Jane Holmes. Gareth Linton Howell. Lee Anthony Hunt. David Thomas Charles Lancaster. Caris Sean Lewis. Nicholas James Lewis. John Francis Lott.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Harry Lowe. Aaron David Nottingham. Angela Michelle Painter. Rosie Pitt. Rachel Elizabeth Pritchard. Estelle Catherine Shaw, Darren Robert Stillman, Joanna Marie Thomas, Nia Rhianwen Williams, Sarah Elizabeth Williams, Xiaovan Wong, Melanie Jean Albury, Matthew William Archbold, Robert Kenneth Collins, David John Elms, Carolyn Jane Evans, Stephen John Fincher, James Hadlow, William Ashley North, David Michael Randall,
Prwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
David Paul Stringer, Peter Surtees, Hayley Sarah Thomas, Rhys Newton Williams, Sam Yas Alani, Faye Louise Bartley, Keith Derek Bell, Ewan Penn Bevan, Nicholas Joseph Borger, Carolyn Denise Bugler, Tamsin Jane Calvert, Queenie K. Yin Chan, Jonathan Mark Ellis, Hannah Louise Finney, Krista Grant, Lucy Patricia Halliday, Natalie Laura Hayden, Zoe Louise Holton, Rebecca Louise Hughes, Gemma Jackson,
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol, a ymddiriedwyd I mi, derbaniaf chwi, I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniau, ac I holl ffrania radd hon. Congratulations.
Alan David Jones. Ewan Lloyd Jones. Rachel Donna Jones. Rhian Jones. Robin Lawrence Casey. Owen Parry Lewis. Laura Edwina Masling. Adrian Vaughan Matthews. Kirsty Owen. Richard Martin Parry. Rebecca Elizabeth Powell. Katrina Maria Richards. Catherine Elizabeth Scourfield. Joanne Strain. Helen Mary Tandy. Rebecca Lisa Wesson. James Ian Weissel. Eleanor Rhian Williams. Lucy Windsor. Dewi Allen Davis.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol, a ymddiriedwyd I mi, derbaniaf chwi, I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniau, ac I holl ffreniawr radd hon. Congratulations.
Hanrhydeddus is Cangello, gyflwyno fi ti, ddisgyblion o'n prifysgol ni, ar enillodd radd athro mewn gwyddoniaeth. I, Professor Teresa Rees, present for the degree of Master of Science, Nora Abdulrahman Al-Saud. Thamir Basmail. Etik Berkeley. Christopher Williams. Yang Zhang. Jason David Howell. Zalipa Mankandawi. Sally Morgan. David Osborne. And Neil Keith Williams.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd athro mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl franiau braf hon. Congratulations.
Anwydeddus is Cangello, gyflwyno fi ti ddisgyblion o'n brifysgol ni ar enillodd radd doethau mewn athroniaeth. I, Professor Teresa Rees, present for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Richard Abraham. Sarah Amir. Despina Bazoo. Elizabeth Boyce. Lindsay Katrina Davis. Lindsay Ann Dixon. Sandra Michelle Evans. Melanie Harris. Elizabeth Jane Harvey. Martina Hicks. Ashley Houlden. Bridgen Kerr. Zoe Lawson. Gana Leonenko. Ian Lewis. Luciano Luigi Pasquale Marola. Catherine Elizabeth Oliver. James Edward Orpwood. Rachel Ann Ridgway. Gethin Owain Thomas. George Tordorf. Joanna Zabkiewicz. And Henrietta Nozi Waboso.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd doether mewn athroniaeth ac I holl freniau rachon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Teresa Rees, present all those who are to receive their degrees in absentia.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf a chrau a nodwyd yn ei hapsenoldeb yw graddau perthnesol ac I holl ffreniawr graddau hynny.
A wnewch chi myfyrwyr sydd wedi derbyn a'u graddau y prynawn yma, gyd sefyll I derbyn cyfarchion Is-lywydd y Brifysgol a Warden Urdd y Graddedigion. Can I invite all of you who've been admitted to your degrees this afternoon to stand so that you can receive the greetings of the Vice President of the University and the Warden of the Guild of Graduates.
Boed eich gofal yn wastad dros llywydd a'r cynredydd ein prif gysgol and gwlad. May your care ever be for the success and good name of our university and our country.
Croeso I Urdd y Graddedigion y Prifysgol Cymru. Welcome to the Guild of Graduates of the University of Wales.
Before you sit down, I'm sure that all you very proud graduates would like to join in a tradition at Cardiff at these ceremonies, and that's to pay a special tribute to your friends, families, and indeed to the academic staff who've supported you, but emotionally, academically, and no doubt financially, over many long years, to reach this point in your career today. Now is your opportunity to turn round, give them a big wave to the cameras if they're not with you, and show your appreciation by giving them all a big round of applause and to say a very public thank you. Thank you all very much. You can sit down.
Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Jill Samuels retired in 2005 from the position of Executive Director of Science Policy and Science Affairs Europe for Pfizer. Previously, she was Director of Cardiovascular Biology, contributing to the discovery of several new medicines. She has served on many national and international healthcare and science committees, including 2 government commissions, and remains a special advisor for both the World Health Organization and the European Community. She is chair of the Bioscience Futures Forum and of the Cheltenham Science Festival. In addition, she is a special advisor to the Science Museum and a member of the Council of the Royal Institution. She received a CBE for services to the biotechnology and pharmaceutical industries in 2002. After her first degree in physiology at Sheffield, Jill Samuels took a PhD in pharmacology. As she says, I always wanted to know how things worked. My mother used to despair of me as a child. If she gave me $1, I'd take it to pieces to see how it had been put together. She worked for Shell and AstraZeneca before beginning her 27-year career at Pfizer. She rose through the ranks of Pfizer, one of the world's biggest drug companies, to become Executive Director for Science Policy in Europe. She was a key part of the scientific team which developed the drug Viagra, and when the news media have stopped being silly about it, she will receive the recognition which is her due. Dr. Samuels has strong opinions about women succeeding in science because, she argues, the more diverse the scientists, the better the science. It's a solid business case. When in 2005 she was honoured by the CBI and Real Business magazine's first Women Awards, designed to honour remarkable women in business, the citation stated that history should rate Samuels as one of the most significant female scientists of her generation. She herself remarked, I look forward to a time when there aren't special awards for women. And we, sir, echo the sentiment as we install her in an honorary fellowship for the distinction of her contributions to science and industry. Anrhydeddus is ganghellor, cyflwyna fi ti Jill Samuels fel Cymrawd Erenrydydd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd i mi gan y cyngor derbaniad di fel Cymrawd Erenrydydd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
What a wonderful day. Wonderful to be here and to see the success of so many young people, to see the success of so many young women as well as young men. It really gives one great hope for the future. I'm deeply honoured to have been given this honorary fellowship from Cardiff University. When one knows the history of Cardiff and one hears of its aspirations for the future in terms of being a premier research university, not just in the UK, but in the world, we will all look back at the time that we spent in Cardiff and the way in which Cardiff acknowledged our achievements. In addition to thanking the university, and I'm not going to do an Oscar speech here, I'd like just to remember at this moment with particular gratitude my grandfather, who was a coal miner in Shropshire and who had a great faith in education. And Scrimpton says that his younger son, my father, could go to Birmingham University, where he read chemistry. And I'd also like to thank both my parents, my mother and my father. My mother was born in 1904, and my father in 1907, at a time when women's education was not a high priority. But they never distinguished between my brother and myself in terms of the educational opportunities that they provided to us. Although I do remember that I was the one who was expected to do the washing up, and my brother wasn't. When one hears the comments from the orator, it might be easy to assume that one's career path was the result of great ambitions and meticulous planning. And I have to tell you, as somebody who graduated exactly 40 years ago, as a voice of reassurance to everybody who's graduating here today, that it just ain't so. Your qualification that you obtained here is only the beginning. My own career really has been driven by my three passions: my passion for science, my passion for women's careers, and my passion for healthcare. The career has given me great enjoyment, great fulfillment, great satisfaction, and I have to say, huge fun. Working with people from across the world, both from the developing countries and the developed countries, working on issues to do with global health, finding that you share the same passions and the same aspirations for people worldwide. I think if I had one piece of advice to give to you all, which is be proud of your intellectual achievements, but real job satisfaction comes from being able to follow your passions. If you follow your passions and you apply your intellect, you will obtain that degree of satisfaction which is beyond all other values. You will make friends across the world. You will have opportunities to work on things that fascinate you, and you will have the opportunity to make a difference. So, thank you very much for this honour. It is greatly appreciated. It is a personal honour, but it's also a tribute to everybody with whom I have worked. People who trained me, people who gave me, let us say, frank feedback on my shortcomings and advice on personal development, and those who encouraged me both when time was rough and passed an encouraging word when things went well. So once more, thank you and good luck to everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my duty to draw the proceedings to a close. This occasion is naturally one of the most pleasurable in the university's calendar. It's a joy to be on the platform and to see the pride of all the new graduates as they cross the stage. As you leave this university, I hope you'll take with you many happy memories. Confident your studies have been a valuable contribution in your lives and a determination to use your talents in the service of humanity. I trust you will, looking back on your time in Cardiff, wish to maintain strong links with the university, and I hope that is through the alumni organisation. And just a word perhaps to your parents who have been long suffering over the years of your study and the debts which you've incurred and the problems which come on the end of a telephone, something to the effect of the pride that they have in your achievement. But when the phone rings, it usually is prefaced by, "Hi, how are you?" A very dangerous preface to a telephone call from a son or daughter. And it's usually followed by, "Is there any chance I could have," etc., etc. Today you've had in abundance repaid your parents by the pride they have in your achievement. May I, Vice Chair of this University Council, thank all of those involved in your academic development. And particularly may I pay a special tribute to all those involved behind me on stage, the university directors and the academic staff, heads of school, who've made this particular degree congregation possible. Can I thank the Vice-Chancellor, the Provosts, the Pro-Vice-Chancellors, the heads of school and all the academic staff, and especially the university directors, for the achievements of this university and for the way in which this institution is being led. Finally, may I wish you all every success in your future careers. Diolch yn fawr.